been 19 years since I've been out of prison, and by some miracle I got a chance at life. A lot of people that know me don't know the depth of what happened.
Ordinary people struggling to survive the farm crisis became immersed in extraordinary evil.
I can't take it back. I can't ever change it. I gotta... You gotta live with it every day. If I would have had a different dad, maybe things would have been different. He went off the deep end. And he took me with him. As a little kid, just growing up, I thought he walked on water. He was the greatest. I thought he was the greatest guy in the world. I don't know how many people really knew exactly what type of man he really was. It's like you don't know what happens in somebody's house when the doors are closed. I understand why my mom didn't try to get away. I understand. But I'll never understand why my dad would want to raise me like that. This is Anthony Cardinals, 3rd grade. Right here's me. It's a pretty special summer. Dad took a big interest in making me a good player because he wanted me to be a starting catcher. I just remember oiling it up and putting the ball in it and tying it over and trying to make it fit my hand. He didn't teach me how to be a good person, but he taught me how to catch that year. I'm not sure exactly what age it was. I was pretty young, though. So my parents were going out for the night, and we had never been left alone at night before. Dad comes up to me and tells me that I have to take care of my little brother in case something happens.
I need you to protect your brother and sister. All right?
And he was going to show me how to defend ourselves if a grown man come into the house when we were there.
I need you to use this.
And he gave me a knife, and he told me when they come through the door, take and swing it, and stick it out like this, and cut their throat with it.
Cut across somebody's throat, just like that. Right, like that. Right. Start to bleed out.
I mean, he was serious.
Okay.
See y'all later.
When Dad was around other people, he was a likable guy. But underneath, he was a madman. You didn't want to make Dad mad at all because he was a violent temper. You didn't do what he says, he's going to smack you upside your head and knock you on your ass. I remember I'd done some math homework, and I just had a real hard time with math. And so it took me a long time to do this project. And I was all happy I got it done. Well, then my little sister, she ripped it up, and I was upset. And Dad come through the door and heard me complaining, and he just exploded on me.
Got a problem?
She ripped my things.
You need to quit being such a wuss.
You gotta man up.
He hit me in the face 2 or 3 times with his fist, knocked me to the ground.
Little girl push you around, huh?
I was trying to scramble away.
You gotta start acting like a man.
He started kicking me. Mom tries to tell him that's enough, and he just turned around and just pushed her and knocked her to the ground. Out of the deal. But it was like, no matter how many times I've seen him abuse Mom or degrade Mom or slap me around or beat me up, I never faulted him for it. Because obviously we did something wrong. Otherwise he wouldn't be acting this way. I didn't want to disappoint him. I didn't want to let him down. I wanted to be good enough. When I grew up, I wanted to be like my dad. My dad drove a truck for a living, and I just remember him being gone. It must have been the summer between 5th and 6th grade. When he come home, I remember he's all gung-ho about something.
I need y'all to listen to something.
We are the children of Yahweh, not some dirty Jews or some damned homosexuals. We are the ones who will inherit the kingdom.
He met some radical, anti-government religious fanatic. I remember sitting around the kitchen table, and Dad played a tape for us.
These mongrels are the armies of Satan. We are the chosen ones, and we will cleanse this nation of their filth and make it worthy of Yahweh's people once more.
And that's when he started explaining to us what our new religion was.
This is what we believe now.
He was a follower of Yahweh. He went by the Old Testament. When we talked about God, we called him Yahweh.
We're family of Yahweh.
If you were not believing with Yahweh, you were evil. Then he starts talking about how the Battle of Armageddon's coming.
This world's in trouble. It's spiraling down. There's a battle coming between God and the devil. It's called Armageddon.
What's Armageddon?
Armageddon's the final battle.
The problems in the world begin with the Jews, the bankers. The country has become mongrelized because we let blacks and Mexicans and Italians and non-whites into the country.
It's getting worse and worse.
They're Satan's people. There's 144,000 people that's going to fight the Battle of Armageddon for Yahweh and going to wipe out Satan's army. And then Yahweh's going to set down a New Jerusalem right on top of the United States.
And you work for Yahweh.
Hearing Dad describing the religion and the belief system that we were now going to be living under was totally different than how we've been living. Well, this is how you're going to believe, otherwise you're not going to live here. What are you going to do? I wasn't grown up enough to debate with him or argue with him. It was just the way it was.
I'm going to show you how we talk to Yahweh.
Dad said they could talk to God, directly to God. And it was just so insane. That's when everything started really changing.
Now, you're going to hold your arms straight. And I want you to bow your head. We're going to ask a question.
Dad said they could talk to God, directly to God. Through this arm test, where you held your arm out, the person would stand, two people stand up facing each other. One person would hold their arm out like this. Another person would put an arm here and an arm here facing them. They would bow their head. They would ask Yahweh a question.
Are we talking to Yahweh?
They'd push down an arm. If it stayed up, it was yes. If it collapsed, it was a no. And that was talking directly to God. Him and Mom did the arm test. Are we talking to you, Yahweh? You know, and are we part of the 144,000 and things like that to reinforce to us that God, see, everything I'm saying, God's telling you is true.
Are we the chosen people? We're the chosen people. We're the chosen people.
My mom believed what my dad was saying to be true. And I never questioned it. That's probably one of the biggest things that I'm ashamed about of the whole ordeal. I never questioned any of it. And never once. I mean, that's what Dad said, and that was that. Dad was supposed to be the man that everybody turned to for leadership in this area. He's going to be a voice for God.
We gotta ask ourselves, how are we gonna stay pure in this corrupted world? You gotta rid yourself of anything that's impure.
People would come to our house and everybody would just gather around and we talk about the Bible. We talk about, what we needed to do to prepare for Armageddon.
How are you gonna prepare for the upcoming turmoil?
We'd all pray together and it just got to the point where there was somebody always over.
How are you gonna protect your family? Jews, blacks, Mexicans, Japanese, Chinese, none of these is gonna make it in Yahweh's new kingdom. What can we do? Armed, ready to pull that trigger. It's the only way.
You come home from school, they're there. On the weekends, they're always there. Everybody's still residents. We're living with a total of 20 people on the farm. It quickly went from a religious belief to an obsession. Dad pulled me out of school, and I felt cut off from the world. Daily life on the farm was planned out by people talking to Yahweh and getting yes or no answers from Yahweh through the arm test. What the women were supposed to eat, who was supposed to do guard duty, and am I going to help watch the kids today, or am I going to help in a classroom today? He never did anything without approval from Yahweh. And like people listen to music, we'd listen to teachers from different parts of the Bible, talking about Armageddon. Everything was in preparation for the end of the world as we know it. They started going out committing crimes together, stealing stuff, stealing people's farm equipment, and stealing people's livestock, people's crops. When Dad was their leader. All the theft that took place was considered our property to begin with, because the stuff that was being stolen was taken from Satan's people. They had no right to it. So you just go out and take whatever you want, and it wasn't a crime, because we didn't have to follow man's laws. Our laws were set by Yahweh. Jimmy Haverkamp had a sister, Cheryl. Dad was just head over heels in love with Cheryl. He thought Cheryl was the greatest. And eventually, they were married and he had 2 wives. And then he ended up marrying Maxine, Cheryl's mom. He was taking all the women as his wives.
We are all truly blessed to be here today, in the presence of Yahweh.
Seeing Dad with other women wasn't abnormal for me. Because you could have up to 7 wives. Because that's how it was in the Bible. She didn't like it. She was always getting in trouble for having jealous thoughts about Dad and his other wives. She tried to leave one time. When Dad was gone, she packed up a suitcase and went to her sister's house. And when Dad comes back, instead of being angry, he starts trying to sweet talk her and telling her he's sorry. And
I need you by my side.
of course, she gave in to him and went back. As soon as they get back in the house, he shuts the door, knocked her down, slapped her, grabbed her by the throat, threw her against the wall.
Don't you ever leave me again.
I was scared he would kill her. As soon as they get back in the house and he shuts the door, he grabs her up and tells her, "You're not going to take my boys away from me, I'll cut your throat."
Don't you ever leave me again. Understand?
She knew if she ever left again, that he would hunt her down and he would kill her. There was no place she could go. It was the truth. He would have. time went on, over the next 2 or 3 years, he became more intense. He was telling everybody on the farm, I mean, all the women, the kids, for the United States was going to be the New Jerusalem. That was going to be our land. It had to be cleansed.
Is your heart true?
The purification was going to be by killing everybody.
We are God's axe, and we will wash in the blood of his enemies. That will drive those heathens back to their foreign lands.
All white people that didn't believe like us are part of Satan, they would die. All Jews had to die.
Help cleanse the world of the sinners, the unclean.
And if you was black or Italian or any other nationality, you had to return to your land. If you refused to return to your land, you would die.
You are one of the chosen.
It wasn't murder. You could do whatever you want to people that weren't part of Yahweh's 144,000 because they're part of Satan. So in Yahweh's eyes, it's not murder. I never once heard anybody say, well, are you sure that's what that really means? There was no independent thinking. All of a sudden, we're starting to see machine guns and ammunition, and started seeing him work with explosives, making pipe bombs. Nobody ever went unarmed.
You gotta fight for Yahweh.
He said it was.
But don't question me.
I made the comment that I wish I didn't have the responsibility of being a soldier. And I sure wish I was a kid again so I could be playing with other kids.
Don't question my wishes. Don't question Yahweh's wishes. You gotta
He sold an AR-15. He told me, you're going to take this gun, and you're going to kill everyone that you need to kill for Yahweh. And you're not going to let it bother you a bit.
I'm the man up.
He said, when this is all over, you can cry and let it all out. But until then, you don't cry no more.
It's what I expect of you.
I need to be cold and heartless. I know he's mad at me, and I'm trying not to have problems with it. I couldn't disappoint Dad. If I disappoint Dad, I disappoint God.
I'm ready.
I wanted to be just like him, you know, and he got so angry and so mad when you didn't do what you're supposed to do. I mean, like it makes excuses or something. It's like he just, you know, after a while, he just kept beating it in me, and finally it was just like, you know, all right, that's who I'm going to be. And that's what I became. Oh, there we go, yeah. This was taken in October of '84. My brother, my sister, Mom and Dad, and me. I just look back at this and I just shake my head about, I dressed exactly like Dad. I was an alter ego of my dad. I was like a mini-me of my dad. I was becoming what he wanted me to become. I wish that I could go back to this time and tell my mom to grab us kids and just run. Get in the car and just go and don't stop, don't look back. But, you know, you can't. Looking at her, I know she wanted to do something, but there's nothing she could do. And she knew it. She knew she couldn't come to me. She said she thought, about how to get away. But she knew I wouldn't let her. And I wouldn't have. I'd have turned on her. If I would have known she was doubting anything of Yahweh or Dad, we would have went after her. And he'd have killed her. And so she just kept her mouth shut. And I can't fault her for that.
Those of you who have been here from the beginning will not be surprised. From the start, Yahweh had big plans for us.
They have made it known to everybody that Yahweh had deemed Dad, the king of Israel.
And as king of Israel, I am his voice.
And that all of Dad's wives were queens. And that Dad had the archangel Michael spirit in him. They did the arm test. Dad asked something along the lines of, do you consider Michael Ryan the king of Israel? And the arm would stay up and it would be yes.
Like it says in the Bible, the word has become flesh. Yahweh speaks through me.
Yahweh and Dad were one and the same. He was the king of Israel. He was God's voice. He was God.
Come up here, Dennis.
I knew then that I could do whatever was asked of me to do, and I would not feel bad about it.
Those of you who have been here from the beginning will not be surprised. From the start, Yahweh has had a big plan for us.
Yahweh deemed Dad, the king of Israel. There was no distinction between my dad and Yahweh.
Come up here, Dennis.
That's when Dad announced that since he is king of Israel, I'm the prince of Israel.
He has done everything that has been asked of him.
It made me feel important, made me feel good. I knew I was going to be the leader.
Praise Yahweh!
I knew then that I could do whatever was asked of me to do, and I wouldn't feel bad about it. Because what we were doing was Yahweh's work, and I've accepted my role. The people out there, they started doubting and thought, man, this is wrong. And there's no doubt that made him more controlling. He clenched his fist tighter on the group. It's going to be my way or no way. And the only way to get more of that control back is to instill deeper fear. He chose the weakest person, the one that he knew would give the least resistance, because he's a bully. That's what bullies do. Bullies don't want someone that's going to fight back. Bullies want someone they can push around. James Tim was the meekest of everybody there. Dad said James Tim angered Yahweh, so James Tim had to be punished. He was taken to the hog shed. He was chained up out there. They were stomping on him and kicking him. Then went out to the hog shed. And, I mean, it was brutal. Tim broke one leg, I broke the other. And Dad was telling him, this is all punishment because, you're doubting Yahweh, and if you doubt Yahweh, this is what happens to you.
Your actions have led you down a different path, the path of the non-believer. Please, I'll do anything.
And then Dad said, he told us that he was going to show us how to skin a man alive. Had me go get, a razor and some pliers. That went on all afternoon. The whole time all this is going on, Jim Tim's asking, Yahweh, please forgive me. I'm sorry for what I did. And he looked right at me and he asked, yeah, Yahweh, forgive me. And I remember thinking then that, it's too late. I didn't feel one bit sorry for the man. I don't remember how long I had or whatever. Dad said that he was dead. He was put in a grave, facing east. And Dad said that, if anybody asked, Jim Tim went south. I didn't feel 1 ounce of sorrow or guilt. If anything, I felt pride, because we just did the work of Yahweh. And no one needs to die like that. My entire life, I wanted to please Dad in everything I did, whether it was learning to play baseball, all the way up until the time that he told me I had to kill people. I didn't want to disappoint him. I didn't want to let him down. I wanted to be good enough. I seen it. I witnessed it. That's little Luke Stites. The little boy died hard, man. He didn't do anything wrong. Dad said he was like a mutt puppy, a mixed breed dog. It wasn't purebred like we were. God, that's terrible. See, those are the 2 victims right there. Their last days were horrible.
Officers made the gruesome discovery in a farm field near Rulo. Michael Ryan, the leader of a self-styled religious cult, along with his teenage son Dennis, and several others, brutally tortured a fellow cult member to death.
For the first 6 months of my incarceration, he was the only person I was allowed to see. Dad said angels were going to come and open the gate. They opened the cell door and let us out, and we're going to carry on the work of Yahweh. Well, these angels never, I kept waiting for them. Every day I kept, okay, this is the day. This is the day. The next time he sees me, whether it be on the battlefield of Armageddon or wherever, he's going to kill me. So he'll kill me and step out of my body and go on right to the next guy. And he meant it. Prison saved my life. Prison was the only thing that got me away from my dad. My entire life, from as far back as I can remember, my dad was who I wanted to be. My contact with my dad had to be broke. That umbilical cord had to be cut. And of course, everybody knew who I was. I got my life sentence. And that's the first time in my entire life that I've ever been around a black person. And, an old black guy, he pulled me aside. And I'll never forget it. He says, "Son, your dad's lying to you." And I'm like, "What are you? You're Satan. You're a Christian, right? What we did was right. Armageddon's coming." And he says, "Show me where it says this in the Bible. Where does it say that Jews are sons of Satan?"
John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son.
And I kept arguing with him. But he kept proving me wrong. And every verse I pulled up that we used to justify what we did, it didn't say what it was supposed to say.
Your doctrine, well, your father's doctrine, has got you screwed up.
And he's like, I'm sorry, son, what you did was wrong. What your dad's teaching you is wrong.
This book is about love, son, not hatred.
And he wanted to help me. A black guy wanted to help me. I mean, I'm a hardcore racist, and here he's, you know, I talked to him for a long time. I struggled for a couple years. Was it really a lie? Did he really lie? It took me a long time to break his control. Once I knew Dad lied to me, I wanted to understand why. Why did you believe this? Why did you raise me this way? I wanted answers. And he refused to give them to me. He wouldn't even talk to me. That really hurt because, I mean, I wanted him to know I become my own person. He denied me that. It wasn't long after that I got a letter from my dad. He said that I was lower than on the bottom of the sea, and that the cycle's complete. And I'm part of Satan now, and when he sees me, the next time he sees me, whether it be on the battlefield of Armageddon or wherever, he's going to kill me. Said he'll kill me and step right over my body and go on right to the next guy. And he meant it. That was his way of having the last say, by not confronting me or letting me confront him. He kept control. And by doing that, he got the last word. I'm sure he died a bitter old man. A bitter, lonely old man, and that's what he deserved. He was sadistic. He was demented. He was a stone-cold killer. Good riddance. My mother moved to live with her sister and started trying to put her life together. When I first got locked up, I hated my mom. She didn't save me from my dad. My counselor at the time, in prison, told me the only way I was going to get healing and start building a relationship with my mom was to express how I feel, tell her how I feel. And I called him on Thanksgiving, and my mom got on the phone, and I told her that I hated her for not saving me. At the time, it was probably one of the hardest things I ever did. Because I love my mom, but yet I hate her. I just had so much hate and anger. But we talked and started repairing a relationship. April 15th, 1997. I'll never forget it. The nightmare's finally over. I did 11 years, 7 months, and 29 days. I was 27 years old, and I'd never been a free man, a free person. And I just didn't know what to do. I just couldn't believe it was real.
Have done anything like that?
I mean, I can't fault him for feeling that way. But there was a lot of people that didn't think I should get out. I had to prove a lot of people wrong. I'm not the Dennis from 1985. I've been out of prison for 18, 19 years now. You know, and I've been away from that belief for almost 30 years. I wish life could have been different, but if life would have been different, I'd never had my son, I'd never had my wife. And I was a good kid. I used to tell myself years ago, when I was still in prison, that if I ever got out, I would never make my child do anything he didn't want to do. I wanted to make his own mind up on things. I told my son a long time ago, if you want to go to church, I have no issues with you going to church, but it's not something I can do. Because I don't know if I believe in God. Because I helped kill a man for God. It's always going to be with me. I just hope I'm not remembered for the farm. I hope I'm remembered for her. Taking advantage of the chance I was given. Raising a good kid. And being a good husband. Leading a good life when given a chance.